Hi everyone. As I was saying before my camera decided that it was going to turn itself off, life goes on. That, you know, it's going to be a bit wonky, but I'm fine with that. It's handmade, so, but if you wanted to be perfect, you could get a I don't know, like a little square, I don't know. I don't have much in the way of knickknacks or doodads, so I just work with what I have. Okay, so what we will do is we shall fold, put our little rectangle piece in our square that we've made, or kind of a square, and we fold the sides in, and that side in. So we take that out now, give it a good fold. You can use your bone folder to give everything a push down. If you don't have a bone folder, you can always use the back of your scissors or a bit of cardboard that you've done your template with, just anything to define a line. And for this purpose, what I'll do is I'll use this card to draw, just so you can see where I need to cut, because we've got to get rid of the triangle pieces out of the corner. So I'll just define the lines. Might have to use the ruler for this one. So we give that a cut, and I'll be as quick as I can so my camera doesn't cut out again. Obviously it only stays on for a little while before it decides that it wants to have a sleep. So as you can see, I'm just cutting out those corners, and I'm going in a little bit, just so when you fold your envelope, the edges don't fold over on themselves, if that makes any sense. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just push that aside, and then we've got to decide what we want to use for the top or the middle. So what I'll do, or you can make, this is where you decide whether you want a coin envelope that opens from the top, or one of the long ones, side ones, normal ones. So I'm just going to do it that way. So what I'll do is I'll chop this bit off because it's a bit creased. So I'll just line this up and give it a bit of a, because I like a bit of a flat edge. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just whatever you like to do. And I'm still not really that straight, and here I am trying to make it perfect. No, that will do just fine. And so this one here, you can decide whether you want to round the corner or make it straight across and put a little decorative punch or lace or something along the outside if you want. I'll do a circle on here. I'll just use my paints to draw me a little curve, and we shall cut that out. Like I said, it's going to be rushed and quick, guys, sorry. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And there is our little envelope. So for the purposes of quickness, you can either use a glue stick to glue it down, your PVA, whatever glue you have on hand. So see why we cut the little bits in a bit. So when you fold this, these bits aren't going to fold over on themselves. It's going to sit flush. So I'll just give this a quick glue with, it's not Fabri-Tac, because I think that's US based, or over that way. Oh, come on, why aren't you coming out? Be quick, glue, be quick. The camera's going to cut out. Okay. Oh, it's the only thing wrong with this glue, especially in this heat. It just dries instantly. So this is why I'm using, there we go. So we just want to put a little bit to the edges here, down, and I'll close that. before it dries out. You can also glue here if you really want to. There's a little bit left on the nozzle, so I'll just use that as well. Alright, so there we go. So we glue that down, and while it was open, that could have been a good time to put a picture inside if you wanted to stick a picture in, or distress the edges if you're doing a plain envelope. So there we go, and there is our little pocket. So because that's snug, what I'll do is I'll just trim just a fraction off, and that should fit in nicely now. So there you go. So this envelope measures that I've just made, and you can make along with me, guys. Grab your stuff. That's 10.5 centimeters by, say, 6 1/4. So there we go. Look at that. So there's one. So what I'll do quickly is go straight onto the round ones. Like I said, I've already previously done a couple, so I didn't make out any special templates. I just used cardboard. I actually used, if I can find it, one of these little rectangles that Bonnie sent me. Oh, there's, yeah, same one. So that, and also just a bit off the cereal box as well, just a bit smaller. So let's get to it. So if you wanted to, you can distress this quickly. Do I have one that's tea stained? Yeah, a little bit of a tea stain on that one, so let's use that. Obviously we want the front pattern that's nice on the front of the envelope, so we'll turn it inside out. Let me just move that out of the road for now. Okay, so what we need to do, especially with these little ones, is decide what part of the doily you want as a front flap. So we'll work with that first. So we'll do that. So the rest of this is just excess, if you want one this size. So we do the same, just push the corners. I hope everyone can see. Okay, so we give that a fold. And these doilies that we get here in Australia, in our $2 shops or whatever, they're a bit fragile. They're very thin. So if you've got a doily punch or something, you can always, a die cut, is that what you call them, a die cutter? You can always, I'll just fold that back so I know where to cut that. Probably about there would be nice. Alright. So yeah, so you can use a die cutting machine and cut out your own doily if you have one of those, to make it a little bit thicker. Or you could glue two together if you were clever. Jeez, I'm not that clever. Okay, so what we do is we do the same here. We chop these bits off. Find the corner. I didn't mark these ones, sorry guys, but I think you get the idea. And we just cut that. Cut that. So now I will quickly, before I glue it together, I will add a bit of Distress ink on here so we know where to put our paper when it's closed. This makes it easier to distinguish. The edges we won't see, and at the front, if you want to give it a little bit of a going over as well. And that's just I think walnut distress. Okay, so we fold these bits in, fold that up, where you can always fold, no, that looks a lot better that way, so you can't. No, it's up to you, personal preference. So we see these little bits on the top. I know I'm fiddling, but I broke it, typical, but that's okay. we can fix. Look at this. I'll just pretend it's a band-aid or something. Look at that. I should have done it on the outside, but that's okay. You get the gist. You get the gist. All right. So let's close that. A little bit here. And we shall close that. Oh, sorry guys, I need a drink of water. Just can't wait for winter, I tell you. Okay, and there we go. There is a little tiny envelope that you can use to put a little letter in or something. I won't put that back in because when you close the sides up, it makes it just that little bit smaller. But if you had a piece of paper or something, oh, here we go, here's a thin end of the cereal box. There we go. So you can decorate that any way you want. There's another little envelope there, and you do the same thing with just that bit I cut off. You adjust your doily accordingly, how far you want the flap to go down. See, that there would be absolutely perfect just to use as is, really. So there you go. So you just have to trim off the corner bits. There. So like I said, you can, just as long as you have a rectangle and you have a square with a little bit on the corners, about 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters, you'll be able to make envelopes of any size with anything, really. I mean, I'm using a doily and that's round, so okay. So let's have a quick look. Look at that. Pretty. Pretty. Okay guys, well, you get the hint. And oh, look at my glue. See what happens? It gets so hot that it just continuously comes out. Okay, so there you go guys. So I thought I would show you what I was doing and show you how to do it, and that way you can make your own, and the sky's the limit. Like I said, you can use these. It's a thick paper that you get in the mail. You just rip off that bubble wrap, and yeah, you can use anything, any size, and there we go. So for now, enjoy, and thank you so much to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers, and just for everyone listening to me ramble. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment and let me know whether you like my videos or whether you dislike my videos. I don't mind, either or. Okay guys, and for now, and I just hope this heat lets up for everybody here in Australia, because it's being felt down south. I'm in Queensland, so yeah, so let's just hope that it cools down soon and we get some rain, because we desperately need it. Okay, bye for now guys, and thanks for watching.